Fumble by Selvin Jones would lead to an Oklahoma field goal. And then that 80-yard touchdown run by Jamal Charles. Again, that's the longest run for a touchdown in this game between these two great teams.
Peterson goes out and Dante Hickson comes in. Hickson gets the ball, trying to sweep, turns upfield, gets the first down. Big play comes from Dante Hickson, a senior out of McKinney, Texas, for Oklahoma, and puts the ball at midfield and moves the chains. First down Sooner.
Now this is important for Oklahoma to get the other running backs involved. Hickson, a senior, has been in this position before for the Sooners. He knew the importance of getting that first down. You can see he didn't go wide. He got his shoulders heading north and south and picked up the big first down for Oklahoma.
Right on the midfield stripe. Bomar's pass thrown hard and off the hands of the intended receiver, Paul Thompson. It'll be 2nd and 10, and here's Todd.
All right, Keith. Well, here's a conundrum.
Got to watch out at all times when you play them.
Your advice to your former defensive unit here.
Tackle. Bring the guy down. Make sure he's down. But that long run, number 25 did a great job, but our defense should have made those tackles.
Thank you, Roy. Keith, in Oklahoma, he's the great Roy Williams. Back to you.
Well, he's the fellow we saw in the opening moments of the ball game making that incredible play when he went over the top, knocked the ball loose from Sims, and his teammate Lehman picked it off and went in for an Oklahoma touchdown. Quite a player. 3rd down and 8. That's Joe John Finley, big tight end, moving around there. He's a big target. Bomar throws, ball is hit as he released it, and he's bounced off the turf, and the pass falls away, incomplete, and it is 4th down.
You talked about big Joe John Finley. Well, here he is, number 85. His responsibility is the blitz of Michael Huff, number 7. He goes low, Huff goes right by him and drills the quarterback. Why do you go low when you're 6'6", 240 pounds, and outweigh your opponent by over 30 pounds? Got to stay high on that block.
Cody Freeby is going to punt again, and it'll be Aaron Ross waiting for it. Ross is standing back at the 10. High kick, trying to kill it deep, trying to force a fair catch, and he does at about the 17-yard line. The Aflac trivia question: when was the last time before today that a Texas wide receiver caught a touchdown pass against the Sooners?
Here's to the beginning, a chance.
Brooke, Texas football at their own 17-yard line. They come out, spread them out. 4 wide outs, and Vince Young back there by himself. Latimer blitzing, falls away, and thrown quickly, and tackle made on Billy Pittman quickly at the 15-yard line, and now they're going to mark it upfield at about the original line of scrimmage. Lewis Baker was right there. That is the ultimate danger zone. That's where the Sooners and the Longhorns have to rub shoulders, because the stadium is split right down the middle in tickets. If you're nervous about that, then I would make sure I check my ticket seat before I came without my hard hat. That pass is incomplete. It is thrown behind the intended receiver, Limas Swede. DJ Wolf's been busy. They've been kind of picking on him.
Yeah, and you can see that Young talked to Swede about cutting that route a little bit sharper. Ball thrown behind. You always hear the phrase of miscommunication. Well, that was visual evidence of it. The quarterback thinking one thing, the wide receiver thinking the other. This is exactly where Oklahoma wants Vince Young. 3rd and long out of the shotgun.
Charles is back there with him. A lot of time. Pass is open. Pass is completed. He threw a bullet to Brian Carter. First down at the 38-yard line.
Now, the key to this, though, Keith, is, as you said, he had time to throw. As we check out the secondary, you're going to see how they drop back into zones on 3rd and 10. Wolf comes on the blitz from the bottom of the screen. You can see they're just playing areas on the field, and that's finding the open man.
That time, the freshman, Charles, did his job. He picked off the blitzer. Same formation. 3 wides down here, 2 at the top. That's 5. Ball's in the air, lofted downfield. The intended receiver, David Thomas, falls down. He was covered by Lewis Baker. Baker got a chuck on him coming off the line of scrimmage, and he never got his balance. Earlier, we asked you the Aflac trivia question, and the answer. When was the last time a wide receiver caught a pass? That was before today. And this was Major Applewhite in 1999 throwing to Ryan Nunez when the Horns won 38-28. That was the last time they won.
Good omen, perhaps, for Longhorn fans?
Omens don't count until we get to the 4th quarter. 2nd down and 10. And that pass is complete to Limas Swede, who went out and just stopped. But the only thing wrong with it is he stopped a yard short of the line of the marker for the 1st down.
You're really seeing now the maturity of Vince Young. Didn't get frustrated by missing a couple of passes earlier. Right now, this offensive line has given him that time. And because he's so tall at 6'5", he can see over the defensive line. And throwing on 1st down is a very important thing for Young and the Longhorns, because they feel they can get good pass protection on run downs.
He's also changed cleats. We'll get that for you in a moment. But the ball, they gave the ball enough forward progress to make it a 1st down. By the nose. And so it's on the 49 for the 1st down. And this is Young. The man back in the backfield with him went right. He came left, and then for a moment it looked like he was going to get away. But his new cleats didn't do him a whole lot of good because he seemed to slip right there. Todd, do you know more about it?
Well, Keith, he changed cleats in the last change of possession. He felt like he wasn't getting enough traction. Now, we did have a little bit of rain before the game started, but he just doesn't feel like he's getting enough grip, so he's gone to a longer cleat. And they said, be watching for him, because he may take off and run just like he did moments ago, because he feels more confident in the grip he has now. Keith.
And now the sun has come out full. Bright sunshine for the 1st time today. Air under it, passer down, receiver downfield. The pass is dropped right in over the shoulder of the defender Baker for David Thomas, but he can't pull it in. Here's another update now from John in New York. Frank Beamer's got a pretty good football team over there in Blacksburg.
That's a pretty good one.
3rd down. Call it 7. Short, a long 6. Young looking around. Takes off and has that ball waving around. Nick Harris jumped on his back and trying to reach forward to get as much as he could. He put that ball out there almost unprotected, but didn't lose it.
Good job by Nick Harris. He came on the blitz, got away from Jamal Charles, and just chased down the quarterback. Again, remember, Nick Harris, a 6'3", 218-pound true freshman, starting for the Sooners.
And the Longhorns will punt it. Richmond McGee, 39-48 on his 2 punts. He's trying to kill it deep, and he does, inside the 10-yard line. Juwan Rankin's back there, decided to make fair catch and not risk it going into the end zone. And they'll put it down on the 9-yard line. 14-6, Texas leading Oklahoma. Beagle at the State Fair. Think of the possibilities. Here we go, 9-yard line for Oklahoma. Omar's in the shotgun. He's asking for a ball. Back there in the Texas end zone, it's pretty noisy. He's rotating. Gets it off down the sidelines, incomplete. Ball was thrown out of bounds. It was not catchable, intended for Travis Wilson. The Big 12 today, this is what's shaking. Folks up in Kansas with their state battle, all even at 3 in the third quarter. Baylor's over Iowa State early on, and there's no score from the others. That Texas Tech-Nebraska thing at 4 o'clock might be kind of fun.
Yeah, find out about both those teams.
Yep.
How good are they?
I'll tell you what, that A&M Colorado game would be a pretty good football game. Well, they'll be bumping each other around pretty good. You can see that Texas in total yards is just utterly dominating Oklahoma. One long drive and then a long run, and the timeout is spent now by Oklahoma, and they have 1 remaining. So there's some uncertainty still in the Oklahoma offense. They're trying to iron out some wrinkles.
Now, Chuck Long talked to me earlier this week about Brett Bomar. Bomar so high-strung, plays with such intensity that Chuck has had to almost become the calm-down coach. Get him over on the sidelines, get him on the phone, and talk to him in very calm tones. But right now, when you're backed up inside your own 10-yard line, you got to use that timeout. You go over to the sidelines, and you're hoping that Chuck Long gives you a real good play on 2nd and long.
Well, the impact of Adrian Peterson not being healthy enough to play has contributed much. He's been in there, and he's no question he's hurting when he's in there. Losing that kind of ability, that kind of a threat to your offense, it's like losing the wheel off your wagon. He's 3 for 10 in the ball game today. So here comes Oklahoma back now after the timeout and the conversation. 2nd down and 10 from the 9-yard line. They need to get out of there, otherwise the Longhorns are going to get the ball back in good field position. There's 8:29 left to play in the first half. Taking a lot of time, and with that back in that part of the stadium where all the Texas folks are, you're not going to get much help. He tried to run it up the middle on the quarterback draw and just got hammered.
Yeah, the Longhorns were crowding the line of scrimmage and also pinching down. And then from the outside will come Robert Killebrew, number 40. You see how they take away the middle, and there's Killebrew to clean up on the quarterback. That is a well-designed defensive play there. Gene Chizik and Dwayne Aquina, the co-defensive coordinators. Boy, did they call the right defense on that play.
It is 3rd down and 11. Lost a yard. Omar's in his end zone, throws, and is complete to Gutierrez, and Gutierrez is up to about the 15. That's well short by 4 yards of the first down. So they've got to punt it now, and the pressure is back on the snapper, the holder, on snapper and the freebie, who is also the team's holder on points. But Cody so far has held up his end of the bargain. He had that 31-yarder, but that was for position. He had a 51 and a 55, so he's got a leg. And he lofts it high, but not very long for Aaron Ross, but he forces Ross into a fair catch at the Texas 48-yard line. The numbers on Vince Young in the ball game so far, kind of loose with it, but he's leading 14-6.
6 at the Cotton Bowl. Talk about good genes for the big uglies, Keith. I know you like these guys. Jonathan Scott, Casey Steddard, Lyle Sendling, all Texas linemen. And look at this. Their fathers all played in the NFL. Of course, Ray with the Jets, Dave with the Denver Broncos, and Lyle, his dad, Robin, played in the NFL for 8 years. So as you would say, that's some pretty good fertilizer for your youngsters. Keith.
I would indeed.
Only you would say that's good fertilizer. You're rubbing off on Todd, Keith.
No, I say a word. I just listen.
Well, how costly was that penalty against OU? That's the first penalty that was been assessed against them this afternoon, and it took away a turnover. But you know, when Oklahoma plays man-to-man, they are stopping the wide receivers of Texas. The only time they get in trouble is when they go play zone. When they play man-to-man and bring pressure on Young, they're doing quite well.
Vince Young, Selvin Young, and Romonch Taylor are the people in the Texas backfield, if you will. Young keeps it, goes bouncing to the outside, and they got him by the hind leg, and that's a very good way to get hurt, because they had him out there for a little bit like a wishbone. Rufus Alexander was the man that had a hold of him, wouldn't let him go, and then help came.
Now you're really seeing the strength of this Sooner defense in their linebackers. Alexander, Latimer, and Ingram. Ironically, they combined to miss the tackle on Jamal Charles' 80-yard touchdown run, and don't you know that's in the back of their head when they get Vince Young by a leg. They're not going to let go.
Charles is back in the ball game. That's a good offensive line Texas has got on the field. I believe if they just hunker down and blind a little while, it might be to their advantage. They haven't done it. Young had just called Texas last time out. He didn't like what he saw and immediately called for time. Then goes over and shakes hands with number 16 of Oklahoma.
Now, Keith, if you see a great Pontiac game-changing performance today, nominate it at ESPN.com. Search Pontiac. Pontiac will contribute $5,000 to the winning school's scholarship fund. Perhaps that Jamal Charles run would be a candidate.
I would think.
I would get him the ball.
That interception that was nullified a while ago would have been another big one, but it went away, and the Oklahoma side still mumbling about it. This game is always, not always, but oftentimes has been decided by mistakes. And again, that has been pretty much the theme here in the first half.
And really, that's what rivalries are all about, mistakes and controversies. I'm sure that pass interference call will go right in there with all the other questionable calls in this great series. But at that point, Oklahoma had momentum, both on offense and defense, and they were going to get great field position, which is more important than anything.
David Thomas had run back onto the field. It looked to me like he brought the play in. So it is 3rd down and 9 for Texas on the Oklahoma 45. Time for Young, passing underneath. The pass caught by Romonch Taylor. He was a tailback a year ago, remember, and he hauls it on down the field for a first down.
Really a good call by Greg Davis, the offensive coordinator, because once you get the ball in a former running back's hands who's now playing wide receiver, you're going to get something extra. And here's the extra that Taylor gives you. Taking care of contact, making sure he's got the ball, and picking up a big first down.
That's a 22-yard pickup and a first down for Texas at the Oklahoma 23. In the traffic goes Jamal Charles, same kind of a move that freed him for 80 yards and a touchdown. He did this time. Sooners got him. 100th game between these two teams. They moved into this building in 1930.
100th game, Keith, and 100 yards already for Jamal Charles.
Orange threatening again now, leading 14-6. We're coming down toward the end of the half. We've got 4 minutes now left to go in the first half. Passes away to the corner of the end zone, and it is incomplete, too long. Intended for Billy Pittman, and defending was Eric Bassey.
Oh, Young is lucky that he saw Bassey at the last second coming over into that zone, because Bassey had a beat on this ball. It was thrown high by Young. I think he threw it out of the back of the end zone when he saw number 13 running that way. Here's Bassey, number 13, trying to get the ball into the corner here. And Bassey does a nice job of coming off his primary responsibility.
3rd down and 8. goodness. I guess he was throwing it for David Thomas, but he was covered in white.
Well, the key word there, Keith, is guess. I guess you're right. He was guessing he was going to throw it to Thomas.
Lucky to get that thing back. This will bring David Pino into the ball game, the place kicker for the Longhorns, a 5'8", 180-pound senior out of Wichita Falls. He's 5 for 5 this year.
David Pino, number 50,
His career long was 42 yards against the Buckeyes at Ohio State, game that the Longhorns pulled out very late. This will be a 37-yarder. Not a leg on it. Good. So it's 17-6 now. He converts that 37-yarder. Texas leads. 6. Sooners offense hampered considerably by the loss of Adrian Peterson, who's hampered by a severely sprained ankle. It's an inside sprain, too,
and their passing game's been horrible. Just 3 of 12 for Bomar for 22 yards.
Red Johnson will hit it. Left puts it short and high. Taken by Reggie Smith. Well, you can't be tiptoeing. You got to drop your shoulder and come on up the field, and he didn't get much out of it. Prime time presented by Polaroid on ESPN tonight. Adrian Peterson is the deep back. Fake to him. He falls down, and this is Bomar running into 3 Longhorns. And if he keeps doing that, Paul Thompson's going to be playing quarterback.
Yeah, could be calling the Undertaker to come get Bomar. He's a tough guy. Good size, very strong. You can see he's struggling in the passing game right now. Good to get him out on the run because he does throw well on the run. But that time, Texas was all over his receivers.
He got a couple of yards. It'll be 2nd down, and they'll call it 7 officially. Peterson stays in. Pass is thrown. I don't know where it's thrown, but they get a flag on it. Penalty flag is thrown as the intended receiver ran between a couple of Longhorns. Malcolm Kelly was the receiver.
This ball was so far over the head. Yeah, Max saying it's uncatchable. There was no way Kareem Abdul-Jabbar couldn't have caught this one.
Pass interference on a defense. Number 5. 15-yard penalty from previous box. Automatic first down.
They're going to call Brown for the pass interference. Let's take it out. Trying to get the ball to Malcolm Kelly, who's 6'4". He needed to be 8'4". You can't even see the ball in that picture. That's how far it was overthrown.
No way he could have caught it. But I guess the feeling was that he impeded his progress.
Still got to be catchable for that progress.
Bomar saw a little daylight on the left side and took off. Aaron Harris was there to stop him. Aaron Harris had just an incredible ball game himself in the Rose Bowl game against Michigan last year, and since then has risen to be a very dominant persona in that Texas defense. Plays middle linebacker.
You mentioned at the top of the game, Keith, that number 2 made 18 tackles in this game last year when the Longhorns held the Sooners to just 12 points.
Bomar sidearms it. Penalty flag again. Travis Wilson was down to get it, and they're going to mark it there as a catch. To be short of the first down, but let's see about the penalty.
Illegal formation on the offense. Not enough players up line. 2nd down.
Not enough players on the line of scrimmage. That's why you get that illegal formation call. Got to have 7 up there.
They'll need something in the clubhouse, in the Oklahoma clubhouse, to calm down dyspepsia after watching this first one. They've had some big opportunities, but have made mistakes that nullify them. Now they go to 3 wideouts on the bottom of your picture, and 1 on top, and run the ball. This will be Gutierrez, and he's going to lose a couple of yards. And Aaron Harris is the man that stopped him. So now Oklahoma looks at 3rd and long with the passing game that has been utterly ineffective. There's Aaron Harris, comes from Mesquite. And the bad news for all of you playing Texas in the future, he's a sophomore.
3rd down, 12.
He's a senior, according to my book. That graphic's wrong. 3rd down and 12. It's a low pass, incomplete pass. Joaquin Iglesias reaching down to get it. Aaron Harris is a senior. Absolutely.
Yeah, and Beaumarsh struggling in the passing game. Started the game throwing the ball low. We've seen him airmail the receiver. That one, he had a shot at Iglesias, but again, thrown low. And you've got a quarterback just shaking his head on the sidelines, wondering how he's going to get a completion.
Aaron Ross is standing back at the 20, and Cody Freeby now is in for his 5th punt of the first half. Didn't get a whole lot of that one. This could be returned. Yeah, that's good coverage by the Longhorns. And they stop the return man up around the 30-yard line. And Todd, go ahead.
Well, Keith, Aaron Harris is a senior from Mesquite, Texas. No relation, but he is so good. He was honored this summer by his hometown of Mesquite with Aaron Harris Day for all he's done for the community and representing the city so well. And the guy is a true Renaissance man. He's prone to writing poetry in his off times where he's not sacking quarterbacks, Keith.
Didn't he promise us one for the game today?
If they win, I think we might get a good one.
First down on the 30 with 55 seconds remaining in the first half. Dropped it, picks it up, got to run. This is where he can kill you. Gets all the way to the 40 for a first down. Oyunnigetcha brought him down for Oklahoma. Oyunnigetcha.
You know, when I talked to Vince earlier this week, he was emphasizing how important it was for Texas to execute their plays properly and execute. And I said, yeah, well, and then after you execute, you can ad lib. Pretty good at that.
Ball's on the 41, first down. Oyunnigetcha is another one of those players that's come out of the City College of San Francisco. Has a penalty flag. Ball's in the air. Pass thrown downfield is picked off by Oklahoma. That's going to be a dead ball, apparently. Dead ball foul. I want to go over to that City College of San Francisco and just breathe the air next week when we go up to do Cal game.
Hey, we should be a 40. Offense. Number 5. 5-yard penalty. Still first down. Yeah, we need
to get Billy Pittman for moving early. And the way that play turned out with the interception, that's a good penalty for Texas.
The interception doesn't stand because it was a dead ball foul. In other words, the foul occurred prior to the snap of the ball.
And the officials clearly blew their whistle and threw a flag at the same time, stopping the play.
32 seconds remaining to play in the first half. Texas has control of it right now.
You're going to put some extra time on the clock because of that dead ball penalty.
Feeling around this area is that these two teams will cease to play their game here after they finish 2007 because there's a clause in the existing contract that allows them to go after 2007. And it's a divided camp pretty much, but there's some strong feelings that the city of Dallas hasn't really moved very quickly. And the renovation idea is not going to be in a low figure, and it's not going to take 6 months to do. It's going to take a couple of years. I don't know what'll happen. Feeling, I think, generally is that they'll go back to campus, home and home.
You can see they added 9 seconds. The referee's microphone not working. He had to go over to the sidelines, get up on the phone. But it would be a shame, Keith, to move this out of this great setting. It's so unique.
It's a gem. It really is. It has been for so long. It's a great rivalry, and the schools feel good about coming here for it because the region has embraced both, and it's right in between the two campuses. So it'll be first down and 15 as we go now from 32 seconds, clock running. Vince Young, eyeing deep route downfield. He's got a man wide open. He's got the ball. Billy Pittman, touchdown. Busted coverage. Pittman ran free.
That's just a killer play for Texas here at the end of the first half. Getting it all in one big bomb there to Billy Pittman. Vince Young with a great rainbow pass. Just let the speedster run under it.
64 yards. And Pino for the point. The touchdown plays have been 15, 80, and now 64 yards. Kick is good. Oh, be careful, don't crack a rib. 24-6 is your score now.
Young had time to throw as he rolls out. And watch how high he throws this ball. He's got Pittman in his sights right now, and he just lofts it down there right to the fingertips. In perfect stride for Pittman. Never had to slow down. Raises that one finger. Touchdown, Texas. You cannot say that Texas is being conservative today. This is Pittman's second touchdown catch of the year and his career long. And what a time for it to happen.
17 seconds remaining as the horns come out to kick off now. That was a dagger, boy.
Yeah, especially when you look at how poorly the Oklahoma offense has performed in the first half.
Greg Johnson, who comes from Lilburn, Georgia. Squirts it downfield. The Sooners don't handle it very well. Travis Wilson is going to get inside the 10-yard line. He didn't handle it as it came rolling down the field, and here they are in deep trouble, but for the college tonight, 5 o'clock, when Ohio State Buckeyes come out of the tunnel to face the Nittany Lions.
They're all rooting on Joe Paterno.
I'm happy for But Ohio State, boy, that's a pretty good football team. All right, they take a knee and they'll go to the clubhouse. And if you look at the big plays, this has been the place today because Texas has certainly produced them, and they hold a 24-6 lead over the Oklahoma Sooners.
And the amazing thing for the quarterback, Vince Young, he's done it through the air, Keith. 178 yards passing.
Todd Harris now. 24-6, Texas leads Oklahoma.